Hi, times are really tough right now. Of lockdown 2, people's mental health, it is a struggle. I find, particularly as I live alone, it's even harder because all my stresses or worries or moods seem to be amplified because of the silence and the lack of company. So I've made another video, a sequel to the previous Lockdown 1 mental health support video, with some brand new tips on how to push forward during the next few weeks and hopefully get out of lockdown with a big smile on your face. Okay, tip number 1 is to make a grateful list. Now, each day it can be hard to find something positive that might have happened, so maybe just write down things that you're grateful for. So you're grateful, for example, that you can breathe. You can be grateful that you have access to the internet. You're grateful that you can afford foods. So basically make a list of things that may not seem like a big deal, but are actually pretty awesome, because some people unfortunately might not have those options, but you have. So just remind yourself that even though life is difficult, there are things out there that you kind of take for granted. And these little things, just by listing them, can change your mindset. You actually start to appreciate the little positives in life that you may not have realised do happen. And I made a list and I put that I was grateful that I have a roof on my head, so when it rains I'm not getting drenched. That I have 2 legs, I can move around, I can be quite active, and I'm not in a place which restricts my views or restricts my personality. I feel quite comfortable with that. Luckily I'm in a country where I can express myself. So there is little lights in the tunnel. I might not be in a position I want to be right now, career or mentally, but I've got some really lucky small stuff, and I like to concentrate on that when the times are hard. Okay, tip number 2 is check in with friends. Now, as I said before, I live alone, so I find it much harder. I think other people have housemates, it might not be so bad. But one thing I do is make sure I check in with friends. So even if it's just a message on like Messenger, like WhatsApp, just to see how someone is, it can be a big deal because it's like almost like a mini social interaction, and it keeps you, it makes you feel comfortable that you're reaching out to someone, seeing how they're doing, and you can exchange gripes, you can vent to each other. So just make sure you check in with a few friends, like even if it's only online or maybe a Zoom call. Sometimes they are pretty embarrassing and a bit cringy, particularly if they don't work, but afterwards you'll feel that joy, you'll feel like you've connected. Like even if it's just a little Zoom quiz or just phoning someone up to see how their day's been, it really adds self-worth. It makes you feel invigorated and excited about company again, because sometimes we don't realise how lonely we are. Okay, tip number 3 is get some vitamin D. My God, lockdown 1 I felt was easier because it was gorgeous sunshine. But recently we've had rain, we've had wind, oh my God, every day is overcast. So I would recommend just getting out there, wrapping up, scarf, gloves, coat, just to make sure you get your vitamin D. Because vitamin D, they say the sunshine brings you positive endorphins, it brings you positivity. Just being in the sun's rays gives you a bit of a shine. So just force yourself out there. Even if you wake up and you don't want to get out of bed, force yourself out of that door. Trust me, it is really good for you to go for a walk in the park, near the beach if you're near a beach, even just for a walk on the pavement to, just get out there, get away from the walls of the house and see what's going on. I know sometimes it rains and it makes you feel more miserable for getting out there, but the other day I jogged in the rain. People probably thought I was daft as a brush, but my God, I felt good with the rain streaming down me, cooling me down, getting the exercise, getting some momentum going. I felt great. I did need a towel at the end though. But my point being is get out there, get that vitamin D, get your heart pumping, walk around, find a new wood, find a new road, doesn't matter, just get out there. Okay, tip number 4 is build a routine. Now, one thing I've struggled with, like being on furlough or unemployed, is not having a direction, not having a purpose, not having something to get up for. So build yourself a routine. I make myself a list every day, and I try and fit in like a bit of exercise, a bit of playing a musical instrument, a bit of watching TV, a bit of making silly videos, a bit about volunteering, but I make sure it's got like a certain hour for each, and I've got some regularity. Because I find if I don't have regularity, it leads to chaos. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm going to spend 5 hours watching Netflix or 10 hours scrolling. But the minute I give myself a purpose, a reason, then I actually focuses my mind and I get something productive done. And it feels really good to do it. The last tip, it's something I learnt through supporting my mental health previously, but it's called third parenting. Now, what is third parenting? I've got 2 parents, 1 or none. Like, well, I've got 3 now. Third parenting is actually parenting yourself, parenting your inner child. It's about making sure you appreciate yourself and giving yourself positive feedback. So, for example, if you went to bed earlier than one night than the previous week, say you go to bed at midnight and you've decided to make a good decision and go to bed early, congratulate yourself. Tell yourself well done, because it's really easy not to. Or like you've made a nice meal, enjoy that meal and tell yourself that I've done a bloody good job on that meal. That's not everyone could make that. Or even if it's getting out of bed earlier, just give yourself a pat on the back. It's that positive reinforcement, because sometimes our parents didn't give that to us, which is fair enough, but you can give it to yourself. So I call it third parenting, and just take note, remind yourself either verbally or mentally of the small positive things you've accomplished each day. And trust me, it's worth it just to hear that reinforcement, and it kind of gives you energy, because you kind of think, what am I doing right now? I'm bored, I'm not doing anything, I'm just kind of bumming around. But the minute you take notice of the good stuff you're doing, you're getting dressed, you're getting showered, just remind yourself that actually those are good things. Those are good things. You're looking after yourself and you deserve recognition, acceptance and compliments for doing that, because sometimes it's a strain, but you fought the system and you won. So those are my 5 top tips. God, that's a tongue twister. If you've got any other tips that you found yourself, that have found made yourself feel better during lockdown 1 or 2, hit in the comments below. But honestly, I wish you the best of luck with the rest of the pandemic and lockdown. I know it's really hard and it's really difficult. Trust me, I've been there. But I just want you to let you know, but you're doing awesome, you're okay, and the future is going to be a lot better than this. So yeah, enjoy your day and have a good one.